Hello everyone, Farah is here. Today I would like to talk about a topic which I think is as important as the concept of washing hands. Um, Hopefully by now all of us have mastered the art of hand washing using the sanitizers and just be clean and staying clean for our health and well-being. Remember, the hand washing wasn't even common maybe 150 or 200 years ago. I was listening to this podcast. The very first person who paid attention was a physician, I think from Hungary, and he noticed many of the women who give birth in the hospitals. After a while, they get sick, and some of them dying, comparing with those ladies who give birth to their babies at home. So he thought maybe there is something we don't do, which causing them to get sick and sometimes even causing them death. So when he shared his idea with his co-worker, other doctors, they started to ridicule him, and eventually they gave him such a hard time. Um, so fast forward many years after that, they realized, yes, doctors have to wash their hands and they have to actually scrub their hands very well. And now we are doing it to get rid of the virus which is around us. So this is super important for us, and hopefully after this pandemic we are going to stick with this good habit of being clean and taking care of our dirty part of our body, which is mainly hands. There is another thing I really wanted to share with you. Is it's actually two more things we can right now practice, because in many parts of the world people are doing it already. The very first one is the concept of walking barefoot in the house. Um, I'm from Iran, and in Iran, people taking off their shoes right by the door. In many Asian countries, this is a norm in many Asian countries. Uh, I think for the most part, it's the sign of respect. Because people respect their homes like a sanctuary place or a sacred place. It's the same way when you go to the temple somewhere in the east or to the mosque, you have to take off your shoes. It's because it's the sign of respect. But beside that, I think you can find many other things to find it useful to take off your shoes. The very first thing is you let your feet touch the floor, touch the ground, and get rid of all those positive ions building in your body because of using the gadgets, the cell phones, the laptop, all those computers, electronics. So your body releases through the feet. And maybe another reason is you won't bring all those nasty germs with your shoes inside the house. Just like washing your hands, it doesn't make sense. You wash your hands and then walk with the shoes which you have been walk around maybe in the public bathrooms or public places, walking over nasty things you really don't even want to know, and you bring it home and walk over the carpet or even tile. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing is why we are doing what we are doing. I put this question on Facebook, and a couple people answered to that, because almost 99% of the things we are doing is a habit. We are copying other people, mainly family, mom and dad, and people who are around us. And then it comes to friend and family and the co-workers, the teachers, media, friends. We are just keep doing what other people are doing without even have the conscious of why they are doing this. I was so interested in this concept of wearing shoes in the house, and I realized maybe it goes back to many years ago. Maybe it goes back to the very first time those settlers came to United States. They were coming from cold climates. They were mainly working in the farms or in the barn with animals. they were mainly poor people. They didn't have enough money to warm or heat their homes, and their homes was cold. They were cold, and they didn't have any like a central heating. Even the floor of their houses, it was mainly dirt or logs or maybe stone. So it was brutally cold winter there, and they had to wear their boots actually in the houses, in their place of living. And to me was the um, I think surviving mode for them. They couldn't take off their shoes even if they had that chance to take off their shoes, so they had to wear shoes. Fast forward 21st century, you really don't need to wear shoes because it's a central heating everywhere in this country, thank God. The houses are covered wall to wall by carpets or even tile or hardwood flooring. Everything is nice and clean. We don't wear those all natural leather shoes anymore. They are more plastic, mostly plastic. And imagine what the plastic does to your body, especially your feet, when you are trapped them in those plastics and they sweat for 12, 16, 18 hours. So if you feel foggy in your mind, in your brain, if you're tired, if you have headaches, maybe one of the reasons is you are walking constantly with your shoes. So take them off and see their change in your life. So start to doing this for a couple of weeks, and if you see any change, you can just keep doing it. Otherwise, you can always go back to those old habit of you. But there is one thing came to my mind is, if you really don't like to do this in your own home, it's the well, I respect you and respect your choice. But if you see the sign on somebody's front door, they ask you to take off your shoes, please do so, because it's the sign of respect. And people, maybe they think something different from you. So these are the things came to my mind, I really wanted to share with you. Another thing is, again, in many parts of the world, especially in Europe and China, people are using bidet in their toilets, in their bathrooms, and it's very clean and sanitary. It's very nice. You actually wash your body after using the toilet, and then you can pad dry and save those precious toilet papers. We bought lots of them during the beginning of the pandemic, so you can save them actually by just going to any hardware store and buy them. They are quite affordable. They are really not that expensive. Just buy them and install them in your toilet, in your bathrooms, and use them, and you see how great they are. Because as a health coach, this is my suggestion as a health coach, because down there the skin is super delicate, and I think people when they use those harsh toilet papers several times a day, you eventually really hurting down there, and it's uneasy on sitting or many other things. It's not such a good feeling to rub the area which is super sensitive several times a day. But if you just start using the water to wash yourself and then pat dry, you see the difference. So try it, because that's what I said, many other parts of the world, they are already using it and see the benefits of it, and it's super clean and it's super sanitary. And these are actually one of those things they taught us in the school when I was going for holistic health coaching. Well, I'm used to it. I'm from Iran, and people use the water, but as a holistic health coach, I highly recommend this. Just try it again. If you really don't like it, just go back to old habits. You have nothing to lose. So these things I really wanted to share with you. I hope you get the benefits out of them. It's all about being healthy and enjoying your life. I think life is so precious, and we really want to have a quality life. People are living, but sometimes it's not a quality life. And if I share something with you, I want you to really truly enjoy your life with your loved ones, especially on those times the pandemic like these are happening. Even the smallest step we take helping us to accumulate some help in our body and boosting our immune system, and if we get sick, we can fight better with any kind of viruses or microbes or germs. Okay, stay healthy, stay happy,